Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Once again, today I'm playing Modern, and that is because there is some hot new technology from the new set Kaldheim. This is the Tibalt's Trickery combo deck. So before we do anything else, we got to talk about what Tibalt's Trickery is and how this works. So let me read this card. Counter target spell. That sounds pretty good. 1 in a red, instant. Choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. The controller of the countered spell mills that many cards, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than that spell. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then they put the exiled cards on the bottom of the library in a random order. Okay, so counter target spell. Got it. Choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. So what they're trying to do here with the 1, 2, 3 at random mill is so you can't just turn this into a 2-mana show and tell, but by building your deck like so, it is still a 2-mana show and tell. So how this deck works is you'll notice there are only 9 spells in the main deck, and they are Emrakul the Aeons Torn as a 4 of, Violent Outburst as a 4 of, and Tibalt's Trickery as a 1 of. So Violent Outburst, 3-mana Cascade. You Cascade, the only thing you can hit is Tibalt's Trickery. Tibalt's Trickery counters the Violent Outburst. Then you mill 1, 2, or 3 cards, and there are 4 Emrakuls in the deck, so even if they are your top 3 cards and you mill 3, there should still be 1 left. And then you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you hit a spell that is not Violent Outburst, and the only answer to that question is Emrakul. Then you cast Emrakul. So this deck has 4 Gemstone Caverns. That's the only ramp you can play. Like, you can't even play Spirit Guide like a normal Cascade deck because Tibalt's Trickery needs to hit only Emrakul. Like, doing all this work to cast a Simian Spirit Guide is pretty bad. So you can have turn 2 on the draw. Otherwise, it's turn 3 on the play. And basically, we're just trying to make Emrakul turn 2 or turn 3 every single game 1. You'll notice there's a lot of weird lands in this deck. And that's because the list that was sent to me by a subscriber, they just shipped me the list. This is not a donation league. I just thought it was hot and I want to play it. And what this deck is doing, this particular build, it sideboards into Valakut Titan, just the Dryad of the Elysian Grove Primeval Titan package is all here in the sideboard, which makes these main deck lands a little bit goofy. So what we're giving up to get this sideboard package is that some of these lands come into play tapped, which could end up delaying it in a deck where we want to have 3 mana on turn 2 or 3 every single time. But I think the sideboard juke is worth it. I hope. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tested any of this. This is the first time I've done any of this. Kaldheim came out like yesterday at the time of recording. So we'll see how this works. Basically, this deck's fail rate is if Tibalt's Trickery gets countered, you're pretty much dead. Like, you end up having to pivot into hitting your land drops and making zombies with Field of the Dead. Like, there's not really a backup plan other than that. I guess Mystic Sanctuary can regrow Tibalt's Trickery. That's the other backup plan. But then you have to draw a second Violent Outburst, and you have to have 5 mana to cast Outburst, and then also hard cast Tibalt's Trickery on your Outburst. So there are a couple backup plans, but they're not very good. So the fail rate is Tibalt's Trickery gets countered, or if all of the Emrakuls are in your hand, or you mill all of the ones that aren't in your hand off the top of your deck when Tibalt's Trickery resolves. So that's how the deck can lose. In general, it's just abusing the London Mulligan. Just you mulligan until you find Violent Outburst, and then you keep that hand. And that's the entire mulligan decision. And the sideboard, I'll have to figure it out when we're playing, but I assume you cut the whole Emrakul package and just bring in all this other stuff. So let's see how this goes. This is the wild new Kaldheim card, Tibalt's Trickery. Let's see if we can break it despite Wizards of the Coast's best efforts to make it unbreakable. All right, I'm on the play in game 1, and my 7 already has Violent Outburst in it, so that's a keep. I'm curious how many mirror matches we're going to play, because this is the hot new deck. It's a good league deck because your games are fast, so I guess we'll see how this goes. The good news is this hand is extremely well set up to play the Outburst on turn 3. I do have plenty of enters the battlefield untapped lands. The question is, should I be playing my fetch lands to try to get my island count up in case I need a second run with Mystic Sanctuary, or should I just be playing Valakut and Colony Garden to get ahead my ETB tapped lands when they don't matter? And I think that's where I'm going to go with it. Leading on Valakut's kind of cool because that might throw them off the scent of what I'm actually up to. They didn't reveal Gemstone Cavern, so that's good news. Ooh, some sort of reanimator thing. But they are a blue deck, so now we know about that. The colony token is funny because if they counter my Tibalt'S Trickery, that becomes a 1/1 until end of turn. The great thing is this whole combo is an instant, so you can play around Force of Negation by just doing it on their turn or in response to whatever they do. Discard spells are kind of scary out of this deck, or in general. Like, you have to keep mulligan to a 1-spell hand, and discard is always going to be pretty effective against what we're up to here. Please cast a spell. Do I just go, or do I wait? I think I want to be patient. I'll get a Triome and then just keep making land drops. Yeah, like, the way this game is playing out, the Field of the Dead plan isn't embarrassing. Like, if they just have to hold up their mana for the whole game. Thermal Flux. Okay, interesting. Alright, that's a snow permanent now. Are they just drawing cards, or what are they up to? Why would that matter? I don't know. I'm going to leave the other Triumph in my deck. If I draw it, I would rather cycle it. That was the wrong land drop. I should have chosen either a mountain or an island to play, and I just picked like a random thing instead. So now I'm just looking for a Field of the Dead. This is not the fireworks we were hoping for, but I feel like this is the right way to play this game based on them just leaving up a ton of blue mana at all times. Ouch, my bog. Looking for a Field of the Dead anytime now would be great. Now I have 7 different lands in play. I can just start doing that. Though they're also approaching a point where they can start casting a spell and also holding up a counter. I hope they blink and just do the wrong thing, then I can Emrakul them. I guess I should be saving fetch lands to pay off Field of the Dead. And oh yeah, if I had made an island instead of this castle on the turn I played castle, I would actually be at the point where I could fetch Mystic Sanctuary already. Alright. Oh, this was an island. Shit. Alright, yeah, I fucked up. So I actually could have fired off the Violent Outburst pretty reasonably that turn. Though right now we're in a pretty good holding pattern, and I'm not sure who that favors. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so they just fetched in their 7th land. So that makes me think they have Cryptic and Force of Negation. Alright, I'm just gonna float these fetch lands in play. If I draw Field of the Dead, I get 3 zombies immediately. Wow, what a weird deck with 2 main deck Bojuka Bogs. What are they doing over there? Alright, they're making some sort of move. Narset Parter of Veils. Okay, that's in play. I can't really interact with it. If I was gonna go for Violent Outburst, I should have done it in response to Narset activation, but I just don't think I'm gonna do that. Alright, get another Mountain into play. So Valakut has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next turn I can actually start triggering Valakut with my fetch lands. That's pretty raunchy. Yeah, like I said in the deck tech, I really thought that this land base would only be helpful in the case of the sideboard plan, but just hitting land drops against this blue deck has been pretty solid. Alright, is there a card that like destroys a snow permanent? Because Thermal Flux is very strange. Is it literally just a cantrip? Blast Zone. I think I want to get the mountain into play here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains available. This game has been so silly. Venser, Shaper, Savant. What are you here for? So I can probably just like kill Venser in response. Steam Vents. Steam Vents. And Steam Vents. Not sure if I needed to fetch my basic mountain. So let me see if I can force some action here. I don't know what action this could possibly force, but... Alright, Valakut's back in my hand. You got me. Alright, there. Continuing to Thermal Flux. They're also at 16, which is 1 more than Emrakul can kill. Oh. Alright, the deck's starting to reveal itself. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, if it targets 1 or more other permanents you control, create a token that's a copy of one of those permanents. Okay. Okay, so the Thermal Flux is so you can like ramp and cantrip. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm actually pretty close to hardcasting Emrakul. Fucking somehow. Show me a Field of the Dead. Maybe I'll just get Valakut back into play. Yeah, I hadn't even considered that. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna go for Outburst in response here. They have to have Force of Negation. I bet they will, but I'm still gonna try it. Yeah, there's the Force of Negation. That's fine. All right, so that's gone. Can't even Mystic Sanctuary it back. Now it really is Field of the Dead, hardcast Emrakul, or bust. Yeah, I played around that for a long time, but yeah, let's see how this crazy land spread works. Oh, am I just in a cryptic lock? If that's the case, then I probably am not winning. Oh, they regrew Force of Negation. Okay. That's good for me, somehow. Right, back up Narset. Ooh, they found a Thermal Flux. Now they get to start doing their combo. There she is. So, Blast Zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me actually make sure I know how this works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, all right, not particularly close. Guess I should be jumping this all form thing. So they can Thermal Flux their Mystic Sanctuary. Am I understanding how this works correctly? They can start regrowing their Venser. Oh wow, they have Torrential Gearhulk in there. This is crazy. Oh, this is... So now they're gonna Thermal Flux their Torrential Gearhulk and just cast their deck? Is that how this works? This is sweet. This is Splinter Twin. Wow, I'm so jealous of their deck. All right. All right, that rules. Very excited about what they're doing over there. I'm glad we got to see it pop off. So, pretty sure we just want to be a Valakut deck here. So, all of these cards go out. So I guess I have to pick the 6 least exciting lands to cut from the deck. In Gemstone Caverns, I am on the draw. On the play, I would cut them. So Mystic Sanctuary doesn't matter anymore. Then I guess Gemstone Caverns, I don't need all 4 of them. That does seem like the worst land by a lot. Yeah, forget it. I'm off Gemstone Cavern. Alright, we're just Amulet now. Yeah, so that was really interesting. I mean, we managed to naturally turn on Valakut and a Field of the Dead, I think even like 2 or 3 turns before that game ended would have been meaningful pressure. Their deck is cool though. Oh wait, why did I think we were on the draw? I'm a dummy. That's not how that works. I'll keep this hand. It's got Field of the Dead, which is probably one of my better cards in the matchup. As discussed last round, Dryad, gonna be insane. Can't Force a Negation that, gets in before Force of Will, gets value right away by hitting the land drop. Okay, my opponent's on 6. Let's hope they kept a shitty hand with Force of Negation in it. I'm not going to fetch for a Triome, because, like I said last round, they're frequently better off in your hand. So, Breeding Pool, Cinderglade. Guess I'll get the Cinderglade while it's free. And I'm going to play Field of the Dead this turn, because that's my ETB tapped land. In showing them that I'm a Field of the Dead deck. This early might change their sense of urgency about playing around my combo. but we'll see. Like, I doubt they still have removal in their deck. Do they have Mana Leak? That would be such a shitty thing to have. Just a Force of Negation. Fucking Mana Leak. Okay. Working up to Primeval Titan. Drew Valakut, so there are payoffs coming. Now they know I've pivoted. Like, now that I put that card on the stack, they know I'm up to something different. Alright, there's the Valakut, and now I get to cycle Triumph. Let's see, do either of these Triumphs matter? Because I am mono green on my spells, so it doesn't really matter which one I cycle and which one I keep. I'll probably end up cycling both of them eventually. I do like that Magic Online changes the art of all these cards. Oh, made it non-snow. Got me. So the double slow trip there. That makes me think they have another counterspell because, or I guess because it's a slow trip, they wouldn't have been able to draw anyway. So that Dryad actually did cost them a land drop because they cast Mana Leak instead of cycling their Thermal Fluxes. Ooh, these are pretty exciting draws. Do I lead on the Scout and see if they want to counter it, or do I just go for Dryad and try to Valakut their face? Like, Mana Leak is the card they could have. But if they Mana Leak here, then they're not Mana Leaking next turn. Yeah, I'm just going for it. They can't Force of Negation this. Alright, deep in the tank. What are they thinking about? Thinking about how dead they are? Ooh, baby. Zap. Then fetch. My basic forest. Zap. And I'm going to play Sakura Tribe Scout. Alright, I can still fetch. I'm keeping one Lightning Bolt ready in case they have like Venser or Narset or something that I want to answer other than their face. But Field of the also, if I hold this a little longer, my Ketria Triome will trigger Field of the Dead. I play this, Valakut you, and make a Zombo. Let's move to combat. So they can Cryptic Command this turn. I feel like they would have done it already if they were going to. I'll make another Zombo here and deal another 3 damage to them, plus make them have the counterspell for Primeval Titan. So they have to answer my board and counter Primeval Titan. They have Cryptic Command up at this point, so they probably can, but they're in a lot of trouble anyway. I wonder if there's any value to not attacking with Tribe Scout, because if they try to bounce one of my lands right now, I would be able to shoot it back into play. But I don't think that's going to be the play. Like, maybe it's counter bounce Dryad, but they're still dead to my zombies. I think they kind of have to just counter draw and hope to string together a couple cryptics while I miss land drops. Counter. Okay, they bounced my Dryad. Okay, still dead to my board. So they have to interact with my combat step before they do anything else. And then I can second main Dryad plus fetch land. Cool. All right, so if you have Venser, you get to interact, but still just dead to Dryad plus land. Yeah, they know they're in the checkmate. That was pretty cool. So now the question is, do I juke back or do I stay this amulet deck? And I'm pretty sure I just stay an amulet deck. Are any of these cards better as Gemstone Caverns? I think Colony Garden would probably be better as a Gemstone Cavern, because like the token doesn't matter in this matchup. Plus, ETB untapped versus tapped, and this is another land name for Field of the Dead. Like I have a bunch of copies of all my important lands, and then, all right, yeah, let's do this. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave an Emrakul in just to cast it. Probably not. I guess if I'm like Primeval Titaning and Dryading and Scouting and have that many lands in play, they're already dead. Oh god, is this hand good? This scares me. I'm not an Amulet player or a Titan player. I don't think this hand does what I need it to. Like if I packed for Dryad, play Dryad, make an extra land drop, I lose to Cryptic Command. Yeah, I'm just gonna mulligan this. Yeah, this one's more like it. So now the question is, do I ship the Summoner's Pact or one of the Dryads? And I think it's the Pact. Or it could be one of the lands, I guess, but yeah, I'm gonna send the Pact. Titan players in the comments, please let me know why I should not be afraid of counterspells and keep the Pact. I might just be being a wuss. Alright, that was a good draw. Cavern of Souls, pretty good against this blue counterspell deck. Now I need to find a Cavern or a Valakut, or a Field or Valakut. Alright, now we're in an interesting spot. Do I save this Cavern for the Primeval Titan, or do I just get Dryad into play and start ramming? Maybe I'll just draw a second Cavern and I don't have to think about it. That would be great. I also have to posture like I might have boarded back into the combo. Like I think it's worth a little bit to not just F6 on all their turns. They're just going for Narset here. Oh, Ashiok, that's much worse. Okay, so I'm gonna play Dryad. Let's see if they minus me. All right, they didn't minus. That is the correct play. You're not supposed to minus there. That's really bad. All right, so this is actually perfect. Now I can play the Dryad because there's no way for them to interact with it. And then I can save the Cavern for Giant. I can play my extra land. So now I have some pressure on the board. I can Primeval Titan next turn. I don't get to search, obviously, because of Ashiok, but I can get a 6/6 into play. Though it might be better to pressure Ashiok with my Dryad or with my Blast Zone, and then go for the Titan later when it's convenient. That makes sense in my brain. I'll probably do that. Eliminated. Okay. Got me. Yeah, so I can charge Blast Zone up to 3 on this next turn. Pop it on the turn after that. Okay, so they milled them and exiled me. So Ashiok is paying off their own mill plan here. Flooded Strand doesn't help. Ashiok's pretty good. Yeah, this game's going nowhere till Ashiok's gone, so I'm just gonna focus on that for now. Oh, Confounding Conundrum is also a card in your deck? Yikes. They were ready in game 3 for what I've got here. So I could charge up the Blast Zone, and then they bounce it with Cryptic Command, which would be kind of a dick move, but it makes a lot of sense if that's what they're doing. Alright, it didn't get bounced. That's good news. Another Blast Zone or Flooded Strand. I probably want to get the Flooded Strand into play, so when I blow up Ashiok, I can just fetch right away. They can't cast Torrential Gearhulk here. They can cast Cryptic, but they miss their chance for Cryptic to be really good. And I'm not gonna pop Blast Zone now, because if they play a second Ashiok or somehow regrow this one, I want to do this end step where I know I can untap in Primeval Titan. Alright, now they're figuring out, maybe I should have played the second Blast Zone in case this one doesn't work, but I can't get it up to 3 counters again anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, they just milled 4 lands off the top of their deck. I'm sure that's not what they were looking for. Putting Thoughtseize on top of their deck. Just hope they can't draw it this turn and cast it. Okay. Blast Zone, activate. Get out of here, Ashiok. I'll fetch. Do I want Triome at this point, or would I still prefer to draw them and cycle them? I guess they're pretty diverse names for Field of the Dead, so yeah, I'll get a Triome. They do have Venser Shaper Savant in their deck, so this Titan isn't guaranteed to resolve. But I am going to do my best. Three cards in hand. Wasn't Venser. Alright, good news. They're drawing Thoughtseize, which hopefully will be too late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I just get 2 fields and I skip the Valakut because they're about to Thoughtseize my Dryad anyway. Now they're probably going to have to Splinter Twin me at this point to win the game. Their top card is Thoughtseize, so let's see if they fetch and shuffle it away. Okay, they just Cryptic to bounce their own Mystic Sanctuary. Are they setting up a Cryptic lock? Is that happening that quickly? Alright, so they're going to need to find a way to draw an extra card every turn to keep this Cryptic lock going. Yeah, Cryptic in hand. Alright, they didn't even play the Thoughtseize. That's exciting. Now I feel kind of silly. But what am I going to do? Like, play around them not casting the spell they just put on top of their deck on purpose? Oh wow, why are they letting me go to combat? That's fucking weird. I don't trust any of this. Very strange. Alright, so now I just get Valakut. Maybe 2 of them, actually. Yeah, definitely 2 of them, because then if I play Dryad, it's just lethal. Like, I think they messed up there. I don't know what they're playing around, but I don't think they could afford to play around it. Alright, you're at 3. So if I cast Dryad now, they can Cryptic, so I'm just gonna not do anything right now. I'll make my land drop, but that's all I'm doing. Can they Splinter Twin me from here? I don't think so, because they need that legend in play. Oh, there's the Thoughtseize. Okay. Yeah, I guess I did just play straight into Thoughtseize by playing around the Cryptic. I could have at least forced them to use the Cryptic. Alright, now they can't fetch anymore. They can Cryptic every other turn, unless they have a second one. But even then, we're just treading water until I find another Triad or enough mountains. Currently have... Alright, I did choose the correct one. Oh, they tap Drew instead of tap Bounce Sanctuary, so they're not trying to get into the Cryptic Lock. I should get Blast Zone up to 4. I should have actually done that in the last end step when I had all that mana around. Okay, they're just dead. Alright, cool. Round 1 in the books. Sideboard plan came through clutch. Alright, I'm on the play again, and I'm going to keep because my hand, opening 7 has the Outburst already. And I'm going to make land drops that don't necessarily give away what I'm doing. Alright, this looks like Prowess. This deck we should be able to run over. LOL at Colney Garden coming in clutch right here. Alright, yeah, so I should be able to put an Emrakul into play during their next combat step without any resistance. Oh, the perfect pet. Do I even block the 1 point? I guess they could just Lava Dart that and get in for more in the future, so yeah, I'll take that. Oh, Mutagenic Growth. They're really going at it. Glad I blocked. So I'm not sure if this deck plays Spell Pierce or anything like it. So maybe I should just... Oh, they're at 15. Or under 15, so I'm just going to Emrakul right now. And hope they don't have Force of Negation. Well, GG. I get an extra turn, and they're under 15 life. That was easy. Those Mutagenic Growths really did the trick. And the Fiery Islets. I don't think I sideboard in this matchup. Just jam the combo again. We're in a race. Yeah, and there's not really a sideboard if you're not sideboarding everything. I guess there could be. Oh, wait, no. I was about to say there might be some argument for putting in Dryad of the Elysian Grove to speed up Plan B, and it's a 2/4 blocker, but that messes up Tibalt's Trickery. So, yeah, I'm just going back in with the same deck. And I'm on the draw this time, so my Gemstone Caverns are on. Combo 100p. I don't know what 100p is. Well, I have Violent Outburst in my hand again, so it's a keep. Hope it doesn't hurt too much by giving them that information. I was just being friendly. They asked if it's a 100% combo, like just get the 15-15. I told them there is a sideboard juke, but that's the main deck plan. I misunderstood the question. They were asking if the combo results in Emrakul 100% of the time, and I said yes. Their response was fuck wizards. Yeah, I don't know if this is bannable, but like I hate throwing around ban discussions, like especially on day 1 of a format. But yeah, this is certainly a silly thing to exist. I don't get my red source. I have painless green sources coming. Guess I'll get Ketria Triome. The Field of the Dead. Don't feel like I don't need to show them that, though it doesn't hurt. All right, let's hope we're just racing. I'm gonna go for the Violent Outburst in their next combat step. Like I want to do it on their turn to play on Force of Negation. Like I'm gonna lose to a Spell Piercer Mana Leak no matter what, so might as well. And they're at 15 life again. All right, so just making sure that's a red source. It is confirmed. So maybe I go for it now in their upkeep. No, but I want them to attack first. Because if they have blockers, then the Emrakul's not as good. Or they're not going to have blockers. I'm so dumb. There's Annihilate. Someday I'll figure out all the important text on my cards. All right, yeah, I'll go for it now. Let's see if they board into counter spells. They probably do. Yep, there it is. All right, so now I have to top deck another Violent Outburst. Yeah, there was the Tibalt's Trickery just goes in. It's optional to. All right, let's see. 3, 4, 5, dead to any spell. I'm just going to concede. All right. So Spell Pierce. Now we know we're playing around that. So in the face of Spell Pierce and a Quick Clock, do I sideboard into the other plan? Like, do I think this Amulet deck is better against Prowess? And the answer is still no. All right, right back in. I would like to play first. Oh, my first mulligan. I found the outburst in the second round. So, I send Mystic Sanctuary to the bottom here. All right, so I actually have a reasonable line to Mystic Sanctuary. Like last game, I should have played around the Spell Pierce when they fetch shocked on turn 1 and then didn't cast a spell. All right, they just did it again. Yeah, they have Spell Pierce. Oh, yeah, you want to cast that Sprite Dragon right now? And then just lose for it? Unless they have, like, Damping Sphere, but that's not a card Prowess can play. Oh, they have the Stormwind entity? Okay, so now it's time to find out if their deck contains Force of Negation, which I'd be honestly pretty surprised by. Alright, there it is. You have no permanence, and you're at 2. Wow, that's stupid. Okay, on to the next one. Well, team, I'm on the draw with a 7 that has both Gemstone Caverns and Violent Outburst in it, so we're looking at our first turn 2 here. Yeah, you get into play. Exile Cavern of Souls. Not going to need it in this matchup, or in game 1 at all, really. Uh-oh. We might need the turn 2 if they're on that kind of deck. Alright, I'm going to represent whatever I can here, in case they also have the turn 2. Let's hope they don't. They usually need to spend a turn casting like Penthead Prism or something. Yeah, there it is. Well, here we go. Do you have some interaction or not? Time to find out. Oh, there she is. All right, so I'm going to put them to 2 with no permanents in play. Yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Had to pause for a screenshot real quick there. Welcome to Modern, it seems. There's no Bajuka Bog in this 75, which is probably fine. Like, the only way I have to put it in at instant speed anyway is Sakura Tribe Spout. So yeah, I'm just back in with the same deck. So we're just in a straight race here, and their deck contains some discard spells. At the very least, they have Palaka Predation, which is one of the lands they played last game. Like, one of their double face lands is, in fact, a discard spell on the front. So we'll see how this plays out. It's funny that the Gemstone Cavern showed up exactly the game where I needed it. Let's just do that again. Well, team, this looks familiar. Wee. Wizards was smart when they made Gemstone Caverns a legendary land, or this would be a turn 1. What the fuck? Alright, so I guess the first cavern can exile the second one. Because I'm never going to need a second one. Let's see if they have discard or if they can go off on turn 2. Because they need one or the other. So playing Cinderglade is the one that makes sure I have 3 mana on turn 3. I guess really any of them except Steam Vents. Yeah, as long as I didn't play Steam Vents there, this would have resulted in a turn 3. So you control a forest. I do control a forest. Alright, I can save 2 life by playing Garen Brig. I think I want to go off on their end step rather than now. So that way, I guess Mindbreak Trap does get me. But do they even play that? Yeah, Mindbreak Trap will just always work against this combo because it takes 3 spells to combo off. Alright, well, you're dead. So this is my bonus turn. I attack for 15, and then I go to my regular turn and attack for another 15. And I don't think there's anything that can be done about the Emrakul once she's in play out of these decks. Wow. Okie dokie, Artichoke. That was a nice 5-minute match. On to the next one. Alright, I'm on the play. Don't have an outburst. Still don't have an outburst. Ooh, this is the first time this is really coming up. Uh-oh. All right, I'll keep these 2 cards. Put 5 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Opponent says, so trickery it is. You are not wrong. Oh, wait, I only get to keep 1 of these. I underestimated the Malta 5. Or Malta 2. Okay. Gonna keep the fetch land if that's the case. Alright, that's the first time we've hit a giant mulligan fail rate. Alright, playing against Tron, so we can still goldfish this, just need to... Oh no! The odds of missing my second land drop there. Alright, so if they Karn and blow up one of my lands, I'm probably gonna lose. I can try to throw something off here. I'll say Spirit. Because there's no creatures in the main deck anyway. Drawing this Outburst was such horseshit. Like, if I just went land, I could still easily win this game. And instead, that's not what happened. Alright, we're in Coil Engine. Don't give a shit about that one. Can still draw a land and win the game. Alright, come on, red or green source. Untapped red or green source. Let's go. Hell yeah. Alright, so I'll get a forest and a mountain. And let's do it. Casual Malta 2, doesn't matter. There it is. Okay, so they're going to have 2 Worm Coil tokens at 5 life. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this deck is horseshit. Just mulled to 2, missed my land drop, despite 51 cards in my deck being lands, and then won anyway. Don't think I sideboard here. Against Tron, like, what are they even going to do? They can bring in... I guess I'll make them show me what their disruption package is, and then I'll go into Amulet Game 3 if I need to. Well, on the draw with an Outburst. Yeah, Outburst Cavern, so we have the turn 2. They're mulling to 3 now. Mulling to 2. Did they sideboard into this, or are they just like literally just mulling to Damping Sphere? Alright, they mulled to 1. Wow. Alright, this is over. Little insult to injury there. I'll pitch Oboro because it doesn't matter. Like, Blast Zone could get through whatever they do. Like, I can't imagine like what they even have that could possibly be consequential on the outcome of this match at this point. Like, is there a 1 mana card that can do anything? Like 1 colorless mana card? Because I'm making Emrakul next turn. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to play Modern for a while after I'm done recording this video. They said they have something that 100% wins. I'm just curious what it is. Okay, so the thing about Mindbreak Trap is the third spell is the Emrakul. So if I can actually rebuild from that, it just takes way too long. 3 on the board, yeah, that sucks. Feel for you. Well, did that multiple times now. On to the finals where we are undefeated. Another 5-minute match in the books. And I'm on the play in the finals. Got a mulligan this one. Mulligan this one. Uh-oh. I guess you keep one card no matter what, huh? Alright, finally hit the fail rate. It just took 5 matches to do it. And they're a Prismatic Vista deck. Maybe I'm biased for a Legacy, but those are usually have counterspells in them. Utopia Sprawl. Alright, that's probably bad for me. Choosing white. Alright. If I draw a Violent Outburst, one of my next 2 cards, to go with the extremely likely land I would draw also. Alright, let's see what they got here. Spike Feeder. Okay, so they could have infinite life next turn. I have to draw the Outburst right now. So the funny thing is, because of Magic Online... Oh wow, alright, I'm just dead to that. Archon of Emeria, GG. Okay, so I probably win that game if I find a Violent Outburst, but instead I didn't. So do I just ram in with the same deck, or do I pivot onto the Titan deck now that I know, or now that we both know what I'm doing? I guess they don't really know what I'm doing. They saw me Malda 1, then play Castle Garenbrig, so I'm actually going to pivot. Not that I necessarily think the Titan deck is better than what they're doing, it's just that based on what they saw, then maybe I can switch around for game 3 when I'm on the draw. This does sideboard like a dream. Like this 15 card package with with the 9 cards of the combo plus these 6 lands that don't do anything when you're not comboing. That is a smooth sideboard transition. Alright, hopefully I can juke them with a Valakut game plan. Let's hope they bring in like Deafening Silence and shit. And then we can just dumpster. So I probably fetch now. I'm just trying to think. Like, I think I'm going to save this fetch land to be my land drop off the Dryad. Alright, Arbor Elf. So they could just, like, power through me, I guess. Maybe I do get a Triome, the one that is a mountain. Just get my mana set up as well as I can here. Alright, let's hope that this turn they just end up playing a bunch of Deafening Silences or something. I guess you can't play 2 Deafening Silences in a turn, but some hate card that I don't care about would be great. Karn the Great Creator would be kind of annoying. I'm just trying to think of what the most ridiculous 4-drop is. Okay, Archon of Emeria. Pivoted off of that. And I'm glad I did, because they just had this on their second turn, and I wouldn't have been able to combo even if I did have it. Non-basic lands ETB tap, so I better get this Misty Rainforest in there now, is what you're saying. So if Dryad survives and I top deck a land, I have Primeval Titan next turn. And if they Path to Exile this, I also have Primeval Titan next turn. Oh, that's not even true, because I only have one basic left in my deck, and if I fetch a non-basic with this, then it comes into play tapped. So, wow, that's kind of unfortunate. Alright, let's just hope they have nothing. Just a handful of hate cards. A handful of Mindbreak traps is what I want them to have here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could cast their own Primeval Titan right now, which I'm not excited about, but I have the Dryad and they don't, so I would win a Primeval Titan war. Guess we'll see. Conclave Mentor. Alright, that doesn't matter. I didn't draw the land, fuck. God, that's a huge fucking shitty beating. Alright, what's in this deck? Like, is there any reason... Oh wait, no, I can't. I was gonna say, like, is there any reason to Summoner's Pact? And 1, no there's not. And 2, I can't cast Summoner's Pact and then the follow-up creature anyway. So I'll just play a backup Dryad, I guess. I'm actually not gonna fetch with Misty Rainforest because it taps for mana anyway. And just having more lands in my deck to draw is a good thing here. Heliod. Does that kill me? I don't think so. There's not a combo I'm missing here. How many? +1. Okay. So they need a Walking Ballista for me to die here. Alright, come on, deck. Oh, that comes into play tapped. God damn it. This is so hard. Archon. Giant beating. Alright, so I could definitely die in a variety of ways next turn. But if I don't die, I can get 2 Valakuts off Primeval Titan. Okay, they have infinite life, but infinite life on Magic Online doesn't mean the same thing it does in real life. So I'm going to keep playing. Oh wait, no, they can just kill me right now. Is that true? Oh yeah, because they can alternate Spike Feeders with the Conclave Mentor. So yeah, so this goes up to 3, then they take 1 off, put 2 counters on this. Okay, yeah, I'm actually dead now. That's really cool. Alright, GG. This deck can be defeated. It just requires a mulligan to 1. Alright, well, this was pretty messed up, I'm not gonna lie. The sideboard juke was really nice in that 1 blue matchup, but the main deck was just completely fucked up in the other situations. So I'm probably going to avoid Modern for a little while people are experimenting with this shell. I'm not going to lie. Again, I don't want to talk about bans the day that the set came out, but at the same time, that was not fun. Just the play pattern of Mulligan, whether you have it or not, feels a lot like Dredge in Vintage, and I don't think that deck is much fun either. I think that this will end up having the type of effect on the format that like Oko had, where it's not that it's unbeatable, it's just that it cuts out so many decks. Like that Prowess deck, that was embarrassing. I beat Tron on a Mulda 2 where I also missed a land drop. That was embarrassing. Like, if you're not interacting meaningfully, you're just gonna lose. So I'm not sure that this is something that's gonna be around for very long in Modern, but it was fun while it lasted. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.